The silent expanse above. A boundless void stretching beyond our comprehension. For millennia, humanity has gazed upon the stars, asking the most profound question, are we truly alone? The answer, for so long, has eluded us. A cosmic silence. But what if the lack of overt contact isn't a sign of absence, but a misunderstanding of presence? What if the aliens we seek aren't arriving, but are already here, hidden in plain sight? Not as conquerors, nor as saviors, but as something far more complex. Something lost. A civilization, perhaps, that simply vanished. Our universe. An incomprehensible tapestry woven from stars, galaxies, and dark matter. It's an arena so vast, so ancient, that our human perception struggles to grasp its true scale. Every point of light, a sun. Every swirling cloud, a galaxy containing billions upon billions of those suns. The sheer numbers alone invite a sense of awe, and a profound mathematical probability. To assume Earth is unique, a singular stroke of cosmic luck, feels improbable. The stage is set for something extraordinary. Something beyond our current understanding. Perhaps, a history not yet fully unveiled. Within our own Milky Way, a staggering number. An estimated 100 to 400 billion stars. And for each star, new research suggests, at least one planet. Many, far more. This means countless worlds. Worlds of ice, worlds of fire. But also, a significant fraction residing within the delicate habitable zone, that perfect distance from their star where liquid water, the essential ingredient for life as we know it, could exist. The potential for life to emerge, not just once, but millions, billions of times, becomes statistically compelling. A universe teeming with possibility. A potential for life, diverse and unimaginable. This is where the famous Drake equation enters the conversation. Not a formula to yield a precise number, but a framework. A way to consider the many variables that must align for intelligent, communicating civilizations to arise. Factors like the rate of star formation, the fraction of stars with planets, the number of habitable planets per star, the fraction on which life arises, the fraction where intelligence develops, the fraction that develop technology, and crucially, the length of time such civilizations release detectable signals. Each variable, a step on a ladder. Each step, a potential path. Or a potential pitfall. On Earth, life began almost immediately after our planet cooled enough to sustain it. From single-celled organisms, through billions of years of evolution, a journey of incredible complexity unfolded. From the primordial soup to the first complex cells, then multicellular life, leading eventually to diverse ecosystems and conscious beings. Our story is a testament to life's resilience and its drive to diversify, adapt, and ultimately, to build. A blueprint. A success story. And if it happened here, on this pale blue dot, why not elsewhere? Why not countless times across the vastness? The leap from simple life to intelligence, and then to civilization, is another profound step. On Earth, this took billions of years. But once the conditions are right, once life finds a foothold, evolution can accelerate, adapting to niches, developing capabilities. What form might intelligence take on another world? Would it be carbon-based, like ours? Would it communicate with sound, light, or something entirely alien? The possibilities are endless. And each one opens the door to a civilization. A society. A story. A path towards discovery, or perhaps, towards an end. So, if the universe is so vast, and the conditions for life so common, where is everybody? This is the heart of the Fermi paradox, named after physicist Enrico Fermi. If intelligent life is widespread, if civilizations rise and fall across the cosmos, then shouldn't we have seen some evidence by now? A signal? A probe? Some definitive sign of their existence? The silence is deafening. A perplexing absence that challenges our understanding of cosmic probabilities. Is the universe truly empty, or are we simply misinterpreting the evidence? Perhaps, looking for the wrong kind of sign. One proposed solution to Fermi's paradox is the Great Filter. A hypothetical barrier, or series of barriers, that prevents life from evolving to the point of interstellar colonization. This filter could be in our past, the extremely improbable abiogenesis, the emergence of complex life, or the development of intelligence itself. Or, terrifyingly, it could lie in our future, self-destruction through war, environmental collapse, or some unforeseen cosmic catastrophe. If the filter is ahead, it means most civilizations never make it past a certain technological threshold. A sobering thought. A silent warning, perhaps. But what if the filter isn't about preventing advanced life, but rather, about losing it? On Earth, history is littered with tales of advanced civilizations that mysteriously vanished. The Maya. The Indus Valley Civilization. The Khmer Empire. Societies that built monumental structures, developed complex systems, and then, for reasons still debated, faded into memory. Their cities reclaimed by jungle, their knowledge obscured by time. Could this earthly pattern be a microcosm of a galactic phenomenon? A common fate for intelligent species across the cosmos? A cycle of rise and fall, playing out on cosmic scales. Imagine a civilization, perhaps millions of years more advanced than our own, reaching the pinnacle of its technological prowess. Mastering energy, conquering disease, even venturing beyond its home star. But then, for reasons we can only speculate, facing an existential challenge. Perhaps a natural catastrophe of immense scale. A stellar explosion. A rogue black hole. Or, perhaps, internal strife. A conflict that tears their society apart, forcing them to scatter. To flee. Leaving behind only fragments, whispers, echoes of what once was. Not a complete disappearance, but a profound transformation. A diaspora. In this scenario, aliens aren't necessarily arriving in gleaming starships, but perhaps as cosmic refugees. Survivors of a cataclysm. Descendants of a once great civilization, now adrift. They may have forgotten their origins. Or perhaps, they cling to fragments of a lost history, a shared ancestral memory. Their technology might be decaying, their numbers dwindling. Their presence, therefore, would be subtle. Elusive. Not a declaration of arrival, but a quiet struggle for survival. A desperate attempt to rebuild, perhaps on a new world. A world like ours. A world teeming with life. Interstellar travel is often depicted as a simple leap. But the distances are staggering. The energy requirements immense. Perhaps true interstellar travel, in the way we imagine it, is simply not feasible for most. Or perhaps, it's not the goal. What if aliens are not spacefarers who hop between systems, but a civilization that, after its collapse, found itself stranded? Marooned on distant worlds. Their capacity for interstellar travel, once a marvel, now a forgotten art. Their vast empire reduced to isolated outposts. A tragic decline. A humbling fall from grace. This changes the entire dynamic of the search. Our civilization is a blink in cosmic time. A mere few thousand years since the dawn of agriculture, a few hundred since industrialization. If another civilization arose billions of years ago, or even just millions, what would remain? Erosion, geological shifts, and stellar phenomena would erase most physical evidence. Only the most robust, the most enduring structures, or perhaps, the most subtle imprints, would survive. This deep time factor is crucial. We might be looking for fresh tracks, when we should be searching for ancient fossils. A whisper across an aeon. A message from the deep past. Planets themselves evolve. Atmospheres change. Oceans dry up. Continents shift. A world once teeming with life could become a barren wasteland over cosmic timescales. Perhaps the aliens we seek were once inhabitants of such a world, forced to leave. Not to invade, but to simply continue existing. To find a new cradle. They would carry with them the knowledge, the genes, the cultural memory of a dying world. And in their desperation, they might land on a pristine world. A world in its infancy. A world like Earth, billions of years ago. Or, perhaps, even now. This brings us to panspermia, the theory that life, or its building blocks, could be spread between planets or even star systems. What if a lost civilization, facing annihilation, launched seeds of its own, designed to carry their essence across the void? Not fully formed beings, but genetic material, cryogenically preserved embryos, or even advanced AI that could reseed a new world with their lost civilization. This isn't direct contact. It's an inheritance. A legacy left by those who came before. A hidden connection to a deep, forgotten past. Now, let's turn our gaze to the here and now. To the growing body of evidence surrounding unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. These aren't merely blurry photos or anecdotal stories anymore. They are radar tracks, infrared video, and credible eyewitness testimonies from highly trained military personnel. Objects exhibiting capabilities far beyond our current technology. Extreme speeds. Instantaneous acceleration. No visible means of propulsion. For decades, dismissed as fringe. But now, officially acknowledged. These are phenomena that defy conventional explanation. A puzzle. A profound mystery. What are they? And more importantly, who or what is behind them? Consider the Tic Tac UAP incident, observed by U.S. Navy pilots off the coast of California in 2004. Objects with no wings, no exhaust, performing maneuvers impossible for any known aircraft. Accelerating from zero to unimaginable speeds. Dropping thousands of feet in seconds. These aren't simple weather balloons. They challenge our understanding of physics. The pilots, highly experienced, describe something intelligent, something controlled. But controlled by whom? Or what? The military's own reports grapple with the implications. A stark question hanging in the air. A question we are only just beginning to confront. The shift in official rhetoric has been undeniable. From outright denial to cautious acknowledgement. The Pentagon's UAP task force, congressional hearings, the declassification of previously secret footage. This isn't fringe speculation anymore. This is mainstream. Governments worldwide are taking these sightings seriously. The question is no longer if these objects exist, but what they are. Could they be advanced technology from a rival nation? A possibility, certainly. But their observed characteristics often seem to exceed even the most advanced, theoretical human capabilities. Leaving us with an unsettling alternative. An extraterrestrial one. Or perhaps an extra-dimensional one. If we consider the lost civilization hypothesis, these UAPs could be remnants. Perhaps not fully operational ships, but automated probes. Drones. Sentinels left behind by a civilization long past. Maintaining an ancient directive. Or maybe, they are piloted by the last descendants of that lost civilization, who have adapted, survived, and now operate with extreme caution. Avoiding direct contact. What if their technology, though advanced to us, is merely what remains of a far grander past? A fading echo of true brilliance. A broken artifact, still capable of astonishing feats. A ghost in the machine. This brings us to the controversial realm of ancient astronaut theories. Proponents suggest that advanced extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in the distant past, influencing early human civilizations, sharing knowledge, or even being mistaken for gods. While often criticized for a lack of concrete evidence, some ancient texts, myths, and artworks do depict beings and technologies that defy conventional explanation. Could these be mere stories? Or distorted memories of something truly extraordinary? A lost connection. A forgotten encounter. What if these gods were not divine, but simply survivors? Refugees seeking sanctuary. Consider the Olmec colossal heads of ancient Mesoamerica. Massive stone sculptures depicting faces with distinct features, some suggesting non-indigenous characteristics. How were these immense stones quarried and transported over vast distances without advanced tools? Conventional archaeology offers plausible explanations, but the mystery persists for some. A feat of engineering. A unique artistic style. Or a depiction of something more. Something brought by outsiders? These aren't answers, but further questions. Deepening the puzzle of human origins and potential external influences. Then there's the Dogon tribe of Mali, with their intricate knowledge of the Sirius star system, including details of Sirius B, a white dwarf star invisible to the naked eye, and not discovered by Western science until the 19th century. How could an ancient, isolated tribe possess such precise astronomical information? Their oral traditions speak of visitors, Nam-Mos, from Sirius. A profound cultural memory. A direct link to an ancient contact? Or a remarkable coincidence? The story is captivating, regardless. A thread connecting humanity to the stars. A potential clue to a lost history. What if the truth isn't about aliens visiting us, but about us being part of a larger, forgotten story? What if some of these UAPs are not aliens from another planet, but remnants of a highly advanced human civilization that existed long before recorded history, wiped out by a cataclysm? Or even, a non-human terrestrial intelligence that evolved alongside us, but in secret? This twist on the lost civilization hypothesis suggests that the aliens are not from out there, but from right here. Hidden. Waiting. Or, more poignantly, simply enduring. A profound reframe. If aliens are a lost civilization, then the Fermi paradox takes on a new dimension. Their silence isn't necessarily because they don't exist, or because they're too far away, or because a great filter annihilated them. Their silence could be the quiet of recovery. The caution of survivors. The deliberate non-interference of a damaged culture. Perhaps they understand the fragility of emerging civilizations, having witnessed their own collapse. And so, they watch. From the shadows. Observing. Learning. Waiting for us to perhaps rediscover our own place in the grand cosmic narrative. A narrative that includes them. This idea intersects with Liu Cixin's dark forest theory. In this chilling concept, the universe is a dark forest filled with wary hunters. Any civilization that reveals its presence is immediately targeted and destroyed by others, out of fear. Therefore, all advanced civilizations remain silent, hiding their existence. If our lost aliens experienced such a cosmic conflict, or witnessed its devastating effects, their silence would be a learned behavior. A survival strategy. A deep, ingrained caution. Their advanced technology used not for exploration, but for concealment. A universe far more dangerous than we imagine. So, if they are lost, where should we look? Not just for signals, but for artifacts. Ancient ruins on distant planets. Megastructures in deep space. Dyson spheres around dead stars. Or, closer to home, submerged structures beneath our oceans, or buried deep beneath polar ice caps. The search becomes an archaeological one, spanning the cosmos. Not just looking for the now, but for the then. For the enduring monuments and debris of a forgotten galactic past. What enduring footprint would an advanced civilization leave? What message, perhaps accidental, could survive millions of years? The Orion correlation theory suggests a connection between the layout of the Giza pyramids and the stars of Orion's belt. While mainstream archaeology views this as coincidence, proponents argue for deliberate alignment. Could such precise astronomical knowledge, reflected in monumental architecture, be a clue? A message embedded in stone? A reminder of something significant in our past? Not direct evidence of aliens, but an intriguing question about the depth of ancient knowledge. And the potential sources of that knowledge. A celestial map, perhaps. A guide to a forgotten story. What if the remnants of a lost civilization are not physical? What if they transcended their physical forms, uploaded their consciousness into a vast network, or evolved into pure energy? They wouldn't be visiting in ships, but existing as a pervasive, subtle influence. A form of consciousness woven into the fabric of reality itself. Their loss would be a transformation. Their presence would be undetectable by our current instruments. This raises profound questions about the very nature of life, intelligence, and existence. A universe far stranger than we can comfortably imagine. A form of life beyond our current biology. If a civilization reaches a certain level, they might create a cosmic archive. A repository of all their knowledge, their history, their very essence. Perhaps encoded into light, or stored in durable, self-repairing probes sent into the void. Not for contact, but for preservation. A galactic seed bank of information, waiting to be discovered. If we are to find these lost aliens, perhaps we should be looking for these archives. A digital whisper across the light years. A library floating in the interstellar darkness, holding stories untold. Holding the answers to our greatest questions. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, traditionally listens for radio signals. But what if we've been listening for the wrong kind of message? The lost civilization hypothesis implies a need for a broader approach. Searching for technological signatures, waste heat from alien megastructures, atmospheric changes from advanced industry, or even signs of asteroid mining. It calls for an interdisciplinary effort, combining astronomy, archaeology, geology, and even ancient history. Re-examining anomalies through a new lens. The search continues, but the target may have changed. A silent hunt. Our biggest hurdle might be our anthropocentric view. We search for beings that look, think, and communicate like us. But a civilization millions of years more advanced, or simply evolved on different biological principles, might be unrecognizable. They might not even perceive reality in the same way. Their technology could be indistinguishable from nature. Their communication could be biological, quantum, or something entirely beyond our conceptual grasp. We must learn to look with new eyes. To shed our preconceived notions. To consider the truly alien. The truly ancient. The truly lost. The most tantalizing possibility of all, what if the lost aliens are not merely an ancient civilization, but a shared ancestry? What if life, or even intelligence itself, originated from one source in the galaxy, and then spread? Perhaps our own existence, our own sentience, is a distant echo. A branch from a much older, much grander cosmic family tree. The UAPs, the myths, the inexplicable phenomena, all hints of a familial connection. A memory encoded in our very DNA. A deep, universal heritage we are only now beginning to awaken to. A humbling, yet profound thought. We are not alone, because we never were. The implications of such a revelation are staggering. It would fundamentally alter our understanding of ourselves, our place in the universe, and the very nature of existence. We would shift from being isolated beings on a lonely planet, to inheritors of a cosmic legacy. Not the first, not the last, but part of a continuous, complex story. A story of rise, fall, and survival. A story that demands humility. A recognition that our journey is just one chapter. And that there are countless chapters, both glorious and tragic, that came before us. And perhaps, that are unfolding around us, unseen. If aliens are indeed a lost civilization, then the quest for contact transforms. It becomes a quest for understanding. For archaeology on a galactic scale. For deciphering ancient messages hidden in stellar dust, in geological layers, in our own forgotten myths. It is a search for echoes. For remnants. For the subtle imprints of a past that shaped the very fabric of our present. The answers might not come from a message, but from an artifact. Not from a handshake, but from a revelation. A profound unveiling. A slow, deliberate piecing together of a cosmic puzzle. The human spirit yearns for answers. For connection. For meaning. The possibility that aliens are a lost civilization, survivors or descendants of a grander past, doesn't diminish the wonder. It amplifies it. It makes the universe not just a place of possibility, but a realm of profound history. A history we are only beginning to uncover. A history that hints at both triumph and tragedy. It calls us to look deeper. To listen closer. To challenge our assumptions. The unknown beckons. Not just with the promise of new life, but with the echoes of ancient ones. A story waiting to be remembered. So, could aliens be a lost civilization? The universe, in its incomprehensible scale and ancient history, certainly allows for it. The unexplained phenomena we observe, the patterns of rise and fall on our own planet, the very questions we ask ourselves, they all point to something more. A lingering presence. An echo across the eons. Not necessarily a grand invasion or a benevolent intervention, but perhaps a quiet continuation. A testament to survival against unimaginable odds. They are real. Perhaps not as we imagine. But real nonetheless. And their story, woven into the fabric of the cosmos, waits for us to finally read it. To understand. To remember.